Testing. One, two. We are live. We are
Testing
live.
1 2 for you
Testing.
guys out there. We have some breaking news, you guys. I cannot believe this. They're bringing this to us. I wanted to get on here real quick before the show because it does pertain to our situation, our show this evening. And good morning, America. Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon if you're in Europe or if you're in Africa. I want to say good morning to you. Here we go. But let me know, you guys, if you can hear me out there. If you can hear me, I want to just get you guys in here really quick. Okay. Fantastic, you guys. You can bring me in, you guys. First of all, you guys, I want to say thank you guys for all being of an update because we're getting ready for the show this evening, which happens to be the fourth or fifth episode of Why I Left America. We're getting into that. We're going to get into that in about 30 minutes. But I came on here live to tell you guys one of the reasons why I left America was because of the crime rate, the shootings. It's sickening. It's appalling. It's terrible. It's sad. It happens every single week in America. We have mass shootings at our schools, and you know the demographic of who usually does those. This just happened. I want you to play this video right here. This just happened in America, you guys. We've got someone that's in Georgia right now in Appalachia High School. If you've got someone in that area, you might want to call. They might want to see how they're doing because this is a very large school. I mean, think about nearly 2,000 students and teachers are at this school. So this is not a little bitty ass school. To see this happen again and again and again. But this is a new story that just came out. Video. You got that playing there, Julius? Okay.
Good evening, and thank you for joining us. I'm Alicia Machado. A lot to get to tonight. We start with the deadly school shooting in Georgia. A 14-year-old is accused of shooting and killing 2 students and 2 teachers at their high school. And we are now learning the names of the victims. Take a look. 39-year-old Richard Aspinwall and 53-year-old Christina Irami were killed in the shooting. The 2 students who died were both 14 years old. Their names, Mason Sherberhorn and Christian Angulo. Tonight, at least 9 others are hurt. It all happened at Appalachia High School in Winder, about an hour outside of Atlanta. ABC 10's Luke Clary is live in the studio with the latest. Luke.
Alicia, that shooter just 14 years old.
We're gonna let this play. It's about 4 minutes, you guys. But I just wanted to get on here and update you guys of this hot, terrible breaking news in the United States. This is very bad, you guys. This is very, very sad. Very, very sad about this, you guys. When it comes down to it, I'm telling you, you guys are asking me, this is a very hot topic. This is a very popular topic. You guys always asking me how I left the United States or why I left the United States. And I'll tell you, this is why. This right here is the reason why, because here is the violence. And maybe of you out there, you may not realize this, but I've been shot 5 times in San Diego, not in Georgia. San Diego. After leaving work, I was a host for a popular restaurant in Hillcrest, San Diego, going home in high school, you know, night job, part-time, tips and whatever. Maybe I had 20 bucks in my pocket, mugged in San Diego, walking home, shot 5 times when I was 17 years old. So it's like, this is real, and you get tired of it. When you've been a victim of it, you worry about it. And I remember, I'm in the United States Air Force, you know, as well. I got a sharp shooting ribbon. I grew up shooting guns when I was a kid, so it's not like I didn't protect myself when they mugged me. But I still got shot 5 times. These kids are in school trying to learn and get an education, and this happens to them. Sorry, you guys. Let it play again. But just listen to this. Just I'm going to bring this home while we're
And a student at the school.
Because so many of you are.
School. He's been identified tonight, and investigators say he'll be charged with murder as an adult.
The terrifying scenes that are now all too familiar. Students pouring out of a school after a 14-year-old fellow student allegedly opened fire. State and federal law enforcement racing to Appalachia High School in Winder, Georgia, northeast of Atlanta, just before 10:30 in the morning. Authorities identifying the victims as 2 14-year-old students and instructors, Richard Aspinwall and Christina Irami, offering condolences.
This is everybody's worst nightmare.
Georgia Governor Brian Kemp.
And I just want to offer my sincere condolences and our thoughts and prayers to the families that have lost loved ones.
Students were taken out to the football field. Gwendolyn Cook recording this video as she rushed to that football field to find her granddaughter along with hundreds of other frantic, terrified parents. Many had to run miles to get to their kids because of all of the roadblocks in the area. The 9 others who were injured, 8 students and 1 teacher, are expected to survive. The suspected shooter, identified as 14-year-old Colt Gray, used an assault-style rifle, authorities say. 2 school resource officers encountered him within minutes after a report of shots fired went out.
And when they interjected, or when this shooting began, they interacted with the shooter, Mr. Gray, and as soon as they made contact with him, he gave up immediately.
At a vigil Wednesday night, overwhelming emotions.
I feel like it's just a very healing thing for a lot of people being here and just be around people from the community.
Community members praying with the survivors, sharing their stories.
Once we heard banging at the door and the SWAT came to take us out, that's when I knew that it was serious and I could potentially lose my life. And it just started.
Very sad. Very sad. All of these kids, as I said, there's 8 that are wounded that are kids and 1 that another adult that's wounded. They've got 4 that are dead, 2 kids and 2 students. This is literally 12 people or 13 people. I mean, whether you like your guns and carry, whether you're Republican or not, whether you're Democrat or not, whether you're black, white, young or old or whatever it is. This situation, I don't really care if you can carry or not. That's not really what it is. But to be able to live in a country where you're worried about this, think about how traumatic it is to run down the street because of the roadblocks, to try and get your kid, to try to see what's going on. We've all seen these mass shootings. We've all seen parents themselves going to the schools and yank their children out during a mass shooting. That was the last time. I think that was Texas. This happens every week in America. And if you guys want to understand, one of the reasons we're going to say tonight, too, when we get to the show, it starts in just about 30 minutes, you guys. I just want to get on here for this live news to get you guys in here. But you guys, I'll tell you this. This is the main reason. And it's the main reason I wanted to get on here, because I want me to do the news anyway. I'll give you an update during the live show as well, you guys. But at the end of the day, because it affects me and they knew it. I've been a gunshot victim. Like, mugged in San Diego at 17 years old. Kids. These were not like gangster men, and they weren't black, and they weren't white, by the way, either. But I was mugged, and like, how did they even have a gun? Why did they even have a gun? And, you know, I'll put this out there. Let me be open here with you. Let me be honest with you real quick. The kids that shot me, I'm not sure why they had a gun, and it wouldn't have really been an issue if they were black or white. But since they were Mexican migrants at that time, this happened in 1989, the issue was how they get a gun into the country, how they buy a gun, how were they able to do that, and who has a gun to mug for $20? Who the fuck does that? So it really hits home for me. I've never been in a school with a mass shooting, but in the day, I understand how it is to be going about your day and something happens and they freaking start shooting. And it used to be that you guys thought it was at the black clubs, the nightclubs, right? Now this is happening by your own people at regular, diverse, white, black, whatever schools. But anyway, we'll get back to this, you guys. I'm going to bring this into, just want to show you the great story. You guys stay tuned. We're getting ready for the show tonight. This is going to be just about why I left America again. This is like episode 4 or 5. We're going to get into the whole script. You guys, it was a great situation. I want to thank Governor Fernando for dropping by. Thank you, Vice Governor Fernando, Mayor Christian, mother, and serving the Filipino Pancit at your house. I want to thank all these folks that have helped us. We went out and I got my little care pack. That's been one of the reasons why I left America, is because I liked the situation here. Yes. So at the end of the day, when it comes down to it, you guys, there's many reasons why I left. And one of the main ones is the news that we have to report today. This is why. Because I wanted to be safe. I want my kids to be safe. I want my nieces and my nephews. I'm not worried about my nieces and nephews when they go to school every day. I'm not worried about Julius as a kid. I'm not worried if he goes to preschool or some shit, he's going to never get to come home. And not just because he's black anymore, not just because he's in the ghetto anymore, just because he went to school and somebody stressed out ass kid wanted to kill her that night. Not to mention, do you worry about your husband and your wife going to work and if they're going to be shot at their jobs? And they're not a police officer, they're not a fireman, they're not a gangster, they're not a thug. They just went to work. They just work at the office. They just work at their teacher. So anyway, you guys, terrible news. Stay tuned for 30 minutes about the show coming in for the whole episode. So just lock it in, you guys. Share this live and like this, you guys. I want to thank you for being here. But sorry to bring you bad news, but I had to break in here and give you this news. If you guys got kids, family in Georgia, check on them. Check on them. And by the way, mental health is a fucking thing. If you got kids, again, we're going to get into this more. I'm going to get to update later, but they talked to this kid. The FBI talked to him. They had issues with him. They knew he was having a breakdown or whatever the hell it was. I'm going to find out more information, get back to you during the beginning of our show later. But talk to someone. If you know that someone is going through something, please talk to them. All right, you guys. See you in 30 minutes live for Prim Jackson Live on the Set. Why Left America, Episode 5.